Welcome everyone to Bonifabcustom. Today we have an exciting project. We're extending this Monster Ducati swing arm by 4 inches. Let's get right into the build. So the first thing on this swing arm I'm going to do is cut it approximately in between this main bracing here. Now the reason I'm extending it here is because this is where the tire actually goes. This is kind of like the relief for the rim. So I need to extend it lengthwise here, and approximately in between here would be 4 inches longer. So first thing I did was I drew a line with my marker across there, and now I'm going to put it onto my bandsaw and I'm going to cut it all the way through along that line. Okay, so now I have it cut and I'm going to put it onto my little fixture here. And this fixture I've used for extending many different types of Ducati swing arms. This one without these spacers here, or this 1-2-3 block and this 1/8 thick parallel that I put on top, is mainly for 1098 Ducatis, 848. And this one, the Monster, seems to be, it's about 1 1/8 offset more than that swing arm. So I'm going to put this on my fixture. I'm just going to get this squared up. So I'm going to put the axle in, main pivot, and I'm just going to snug that up. And then I know that right now where that hole is here is 4 inches longer than the stock. So I'm going to put this part of the swing arm over top, and I'm going to line that up with the center. So I'm going to have to set this a little bit. It's going to be there. And just gonna get some nuts for that. I'm going to line up both these halves again and make sure it's about 4 inches. Okay, so if we take a closer look, I have the rear pivot of the swing arm, the part that goes into the actual frame. So that's bolted down, squared up. And then I have the front that is already the right spacing offset from the pivot. And now I have this 4-inch gap between the two, and everything lines up. And now I can start putting some bracing or mocking up for bracing that goes in between this swing arm, because you can't just fill the gap here and just weld it around. That definitely won't be strong enough for this type of single-sided swing arm. You really need to brace the inside first, and you got to brace it everywhere, like the inside all the way through. I'm gonna have to drill some holes from the outside and from underneath and weld the inside brace really, really well. Then I can fill the outside with this spacing with aluminum, and I can weld it all together. So I have both pieces. If you look at them, I bent and then welded them, and this one fits in here, lines up with those holes I made. And this is the top one. It's real thick, 1/2-inch aluminum plate bar, and I'm going to line this one up here, lines up with the other holes. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tack this in, make sure everything's squared up, lined up, start welding this by tacking in certain spots. Then I have to kind of preheat it to really get penetration inside that 1/2-inch aluminum. Once it's hot, then I can start welding and welding all the way around on these reinforcement pieces. After that, I'm going to weld in this top brace, and after I weld in that top brace, then I can start welding in the outer skin of it, welded right on those two seams for that extra strength. Now, just got to do some grinding. And I'm basically gonna just grind the front where you see it, and the inside I'm gonna leave just for that extra strength. arm turned out really good. 4-inch stretch, probably the longest stretch I've done on a Ducati single-sided swing arm. Really happy with how it came out, how much reinforcement I got to put into this thing, really to make it really as strong as possible. And then I ground it down, looks pretty good. And it's all ready to be put on the bike. Thanks again for watching Bonifabcustom as we stretch this Ducati Monster swing arm by 4 inches. If you have any questions on the process, how I did it, or if you want one done yourself, contact me at bonifabcustom@gmail.com. And I'll see you next time with another video. Don't forget to subscribe and push that button for notifications. Thanks.